First of all, I wanted to welcome you to MomoCon. It's great to have you. I wanted to ask, what was it that first made you take an interest in acting?
Boy. It was a way to get my dad to laugh, you know? He was a moody fella. And when I mimicked him, he would crack up. And I was a good mimic at 5. Actually, I wanted to be a ballerina first. But I'm only 5, maybe I'm not even 5 feet tall. So I realized early on I wasn't going to get to the prima ballerina. But I was a good mimic, and I also made my first friend in junior high school doing Mr. Magoo voices. Because I was a new kid on the block. And any time I could find a way to get a friend or make somebody, you know, be in a better mood, I just knew instinctively how to use that. So,
having been a voice actor for as long as you have, what is it like having a recognizable voice for people that are both like children on up to their parents?
it's kind of surreal because in the beginning doing these conventions back, I did one, I think in the 80s. No, it was the 90s. It was after Power Rangers. Nobody knew who I was. They said, "Oh, that's nice, but you're not Japanese, for Rita." And I thought, I'm never going to do this again. And then I waited 10 more years. I did a wait. I said, nobody knows who I am. I'm not going to put myself out there. And then somebody convinced me to go to an anime convention, and I did. And I was blown away because the kids that grew up with my voice were adults now. And that's when it started to be something that mattered. And I became recognizable. I still got, "How come you're not Japanese?" And I said, "Oh, no, I dub her." But ever since then, the kids, and I've been doing this quite a while now, the conventions, the kids had kids. And then Netflix put stuff on television. So it became something that the fans, word of mouth, then it became something where, oh, she did that, oh, she did that. Oh, I didn't know that, because I do a couple of different voices. So that's the story.
Yes.
Over your long span, your history.
Yeah, I'm old. Yeah, I got it.
And as far as the most memorable roles that stand out to you.
Wow. For voiceover, I guess I'd have to say Rita, because that was the big one. Not at first. I thought it was just another. In fact, I was fired when I first did it because they wanted the Wicked Witch of the West. That's how I was directed. And then they did this market research thing, and people said that's not such a scary voice, so they fired me. Company I worked with for 5 years at this point. I said, well, that's how you directed me. Let me do it scarier. And they said, well, you can audition, but we're going to see a lot of people. Well, I was angry. So I came up with Rita's voice. You want it scarier? That was how she became Rita. So that has a lot of, memory to it. But with Harmony Gold and all the anime stuff with, Vampire Hunter D and Akira. I was in all of those that are pretty known now. We didn't know what we were doing. We just thought we were, not having to wait tables, which was another way to work. While you're waiting for this stage or the film jobs was anime. It wasn't called that. It was called cartoon dubbing. And we became a family of a traveling family of people that did this. So my most memorable would be, Vampire Hunter D. I loved Akira. I just loved the Japanese, the animation was so different and dark and exciting. And so many. I've done over 300 or maybe more characters, so I can't say. I guess the one I'm doing at the moment is the one I love.
Hey, it's Orange Phoenix. I know I grew up with you with your voice of Regal Repulsive. So I know most notably you're doing Fooly Cooley now. So
Oh,
what's
yes.
it like working, doing Fooly Cooley?
Fooly Cooley was rather interesting because at that time, they wanted it different. They were tired of the cold read of the American actors. They said, we want you to study the story, and they wanted to have it as a group record in the beginning, but they didn't have the setup for that. So we came in, but they definitely gave us history to work with that. And Nauta I was matching every line, I'd hear their take. We didn't used to have to listen to their take and try to match it. It's not the same exact voice, of course, but was trying to get the same flavor. They took it very seriously. One separate story is that we actually recorded during 9/11.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened that day, and they wanted to cancel, and do you want to come in, and people wanted to get together. We were a family. We wanted to hold each other that day, but we recorded that day.
So, throughout your illustrious career, you've actually been able to be one of the few people to watch the industry shift from one end of the spectrum to the other. Would you mind just helping us understand what it is like to be an actor and watching the roles and the acceptance of from cartoon dubbing to live action dubbing to everything happen to now?
Well, it's an amazing. I'm happy with what happened because it was not looked on as something of an art form in the beginning. It was just. In fact, I didn't even have. I had the first thing I did was for this guy Jim Terry, and they didn't even have. They said do it in 3 seconds. They didn't even have time codes. I mean, this was like prehistoric. All right, you've got this. I don't think I even had picture. I think they just said, listen to that and then do it in that time frame. So that was really archaic. Then it became something where you had time code but no beeps. Then you had beeps. Beeps are a way to know that you're starting, but the time code is running at the same time. So we used to just look at the time code and start. Now partly I don't like it because I don't have to work as hard, and I'm a little OCD. I like to do it again and again and again, get a better one. But they can shorten it and make it quicker and fix it for you. They said that'll work. We'll just shrink it down and it'll fit. I said let me just do it again and try to get it to fit. All right, Barbara.
I've heard from voice actors before where they would get an audition and would feel like this part fits maybe another actor or someone. So I was wondering if you had an audition process where you referred someone else for the
Never.
part.
I'm evil. I want everything. Yes. Or actually, to change it a little, they'll say they want more money. We want you to audition for it to get another person out of their job and I will never do that. That's just not cool. If it's something that I don't think I'm right for, well, I will say that I will turn stuff down like teenage girl voices because I never get them. I mean, I never got them when I was, very young, in my 20s. So I'll say, those you want somebody like Christina V for that. I'm not, Wendy Lee. Not me. That's too cute. I can't do that one unless she's wacko cute. But yes, yeah, I've done it. I can't remember exactly who, when, but yeah, I've referred people and I try to get people in the business that I think are good.
So,
What's something that you're passionate about outside of acting?
Oh. I don't want to get political here, do you?
I mean,
Uh-oh.
it's up to you.
Well, I'm a bit of an activist. I've been to the Women's March a couple of times. I've been to the gun rallies, I'm not happy with what's going on in the schools. I'm heartbroken, and I think it's not about the Second Amendment to me. It's about safety. I'm pretty, what can I say? I'm an LA liberal. Sorry. Sorry, I am. But I've always been equal rights, the Me Too movement. There's so many. Clean air, everything that seems logical to make the planet better and to make us more, immigration. I'm very, my heart is pretty torn up about the way people are being treated and the way people pigeonhole people into different categories as the other. None of us are the other. We're people, and you'll know that even when you get that feeling about a person, you just spend a little bit of time with them, you connect. So, I want people to get past that scared being inside, and that they're different than me, because we're not different. We're blood, and we're guts, and that's, my heart is about being connected as human beings.
Thank you very much for sharing that.
For anyone who's trying to break into the industry now, do you have any advice?
Don't do it.
Oh.
No, I do have advice. I would say take acting classes, because being a voice in the voice acting business,
Yes.
being a voice actor is tougher in many ways, because you don't have you can't use, you can do this, but you can't make noise. You can't use your whole body. Your whole body doesn't get to express. You can't show your breathing and your jaw clenching. You are creating a character out of an animated being, so you have less use of all your limbs to do it. So you need to first get down into that character as deeply as you can, because you don't have all the use of other things to work with. It's not going to rain on your head, you got to experience that you've been rained on, or that you ran a mile or something. I would go to voicebank.net and go to the agents' sites and listen to the demos of the pros, and listen to what is needed to become signed by an agent. You need an animation tape, you need a commercial tape, you need a narration tape, you need a video game tape. But I'd say start with acting classes, and then you can do the, online now. You can sign up for those voice something dot somethings. I'm not going to, promote any that I know. I don't know them that well. And do a studio thing in your own little, closet.
I've spoken with voice actors before, especially last week at MomoCon, and I was always told that the villainous role is more fun than the hero role. Can you further elaborate on that, since you played?
I like villains that have a gleam and have humor.
Mm-hmm.
Although Mother Talzin was dark, and I loved her too, because
Right.
that was rush, and then you get to be chew the scenery. But for me it's like a meal. Like if you have too much meat, you do want dessert sometimes.
Yeah.
So I get like, all right, I'm a villain. Give me somebody nice. I need that versatility for my own creative juices. But yeah, the villains are fun. The villains are fun to find nuance in them, to make them sympathetic on some level.
Hey, don't forget to click that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe, click the bell for the latest notifications on videos, and if you're trying to reach me on social media, just Google Carnell Holly. I pop up.